Hello, parents of physical science students. I'm Mr. Ellison, and I'm here to tell you a little bit about physical science and how the class is going to operate this school year. Physical science is a foundational science class that focuses on the basics of physics and how those physics concepts are going to shape the world around us. In this class, students are going to learn about topics such as forces, energy, interactions with matter, electricity, and a number of other topics that are going to help them come to a better understanding of how the world around them works. We will be doing as many labs and demonstrations as we possibly can in order to connect these topics to the real world, and I'm excited to see what we can learn from this school year. During a normal school year, we would be doing a lot more labs than this year, but any that I'm either unable to sanitize or that I cannot have students necessarily wash their hands before and afterwards, we're going to be changing those kind of labs to either demonstrations, or I'm going to assign maybe a YouTube video or something that shows that sort of experiment and that we can collect data off of afterwards. So we can still get the material. It will just not be nearly as in-depth as I would like it during a normal school year. Again, given the nature of this school year, we're going to have to live with some of that. But we're still going to get some interesting things throughout the year and a lot of topics covered that we would normally cover, just not necessarily, like I said, in the same depth as having a hands-on lab for everything. Additionally, due to COVID this year, like I said, the school year is going to look a little bit different than a normal school year. And I know we're going to get through it, but one of the biggest changes that is going to be going on in my classrooms is that I plan on transitioning to using Microsoft Teams this year as a way to track student submissions and grading of assignments. Some of the benefits that this allows is that it's going to give students the ability to have access to documentation. If they lose an assignment, I'd be putting the files up on Teams so that they can download these at any time they need them. The same is going to be true for any presentations that I put up there or that we might cover in the classroom. And it also gives me the ability to add links to YouTube videos or other resources that would give additional access to other ways to look at or other people who are talking about these particular topics and a different way to view them that might be helpful for the student. My main reason for making this choice is to minimize touch points between everyone in the classroom so that there isn't a mass shuffling of papers when handing back worksheets or handoffs down rows or any other sort of handoff that could potentially spread any illness somebody might have come in contact with. While this is going to require a little bit of a learning curve to get used to, it is definitely going to take me a little bit longer to grade, seeing as it is all online and I'm going to have to transfer grades between Teams and PowerSchool, seeing as I won't have the actual papers in front of me. It will allow me to more easily track when assignments have been submitted, so there's no discrepancy on when something has been turned in late or not. Additionally, it will give students the ability to submit their work at any time they have access to their phone camera, which will be nice. So they can submit stuff in the middle of the night if they're up and still working on homework for some reason. I don't recommend that. Sleep is very important. Additionally, though, it'll give me the ability to give pointed feedback on each assignment as I grade them. So they'll be able to, click on their assignment and see that feedback as they go. If you have questions on how any of this is going to work, if something can't be, if you can't log in to see this, again, your students should have their login to the office account that they have. It's the same one for their email. Additionally, they have access to that school email as well through the same process. But I think this is going to be highly beneficial in giving students access to any of these documents or any of these assignments when they might, on a regular school year, either lose them or come in having to ask for additional worksheets or things like that. So I think it's going to have a really good impact. It's just going to take us a little bit of time to work up to getting this to work properly and make sure everybody knows how it works. So if you have any questions on any of this, feel free to reach out to me. I am more than willing to talk to you about anything that you'd like to. And I'm excited to see where the school year goes and to see what we can learn despite the struggles.